Ancient engineers moved stones heavier than jumbo jets and carved blocks with such precision that even modern tools would struggle to match their fit, yet they left no written explanation for how it was done. These feats, scattered across continents and centuries, were not accidents. They were deliberate, sophisticated achievements that have left today's experts baffled by their execution. From massive stones in Lebanon to underwater terraces off Japan, every attempt to explain their construction sparks more questions than answers. Tonight, we examine 5 ancient megalithic structures that still challenge modern understanding of early engineering. The first structure is Baalbek Trilithon. Located in Lebanon, rising from the Bekaa Valley, Baalbek Trilithon is an imposing stone platform. Archaeological surveys confirm that the Roman-era temple of Jupiter was built atop an earlier podium, indicating the visible temple dates to the Roman era, while the podium predates it. Here, 3 limestone blocks, each weighing between 750 and 800 tons, were set into place with a level of precision that still challenges engineers. The stones measure nearly 19 meters in length, are over 4 meters high, and are more than 3.5 meters thick. The quarry lies about 800 meters away, slightly uphill from the temple site. Moving such massive stones across that distance and then aligning them with such accuracy remains a puzzle for modern engineers. French calculations suggest that moving a single block would have required tens of thousands of workers, yet no physical evidence of the necessary ramps or winching systems has been uncovered, despite extensive research by the Lebanese Directorate General of Antiquities and international teams. No confirmed construction method has been recorded. Engineers continue to debate how these stones were raised and set so perfectly, leaving Baalbek Trilithon an enduring challenge to our understanding of ancient construction. The second structure is Puma Punku, located in Bolivia, high on the Andean Plateau near Lake Titicaca. The site is notable for geometric precision in its stonework. At Puma Punku, the most recognizable features are the H-blocks, large andesite stones shaped with right angles and interlocking forms that fit together with tolerances measured in fractions of a millimeter. Grooves, drilled holes, and perfectly flat surfaces run across andesite, a volcanic rock nearly as hard as granite. The site dates to between 400 AD and 1000 AD. Archaeologists from the Bolivian Ministry of Culture confirmed that the builders relied on stone hammers and sand for shaping. No metal tools have been found from the period when Puma Punku was built. Attempts by modern stonemasons to reproduce the H-blocks using period-appropriate tools have produced rougher edges and much longer production times. Sub-millimeter joints between blocks suggest a level of planning and execution that rivals modern machine work. Despite extensive research, no confirmed construction method has been recorded. Engineers continue to debate how such accuracy was achieved without advanced technology. The puzzle of Puma Punku remains unsolved, challenging assumptions about the capabilities of ancient Andean societies. The third structure is Sacsayhuamán. Towering above the city of Cusco in Peru, Sacsayhuamán was constructed in the 15th century during the Inca period. The fortress walls are built from massive stones, some weighing over 100 tons, shaped into irregular polygons that lock together with remarkable precision. No mortar holds these stones in place. Instead, each block was painstakingly carved to fit its neighbors so tightly that even a thin blade cannot pass between them. This design has proven to deliver exceptional resilience. In 1950, a powerful earthquake struck the Cusco region. Colonial-era buildings crumbled, but the ancient walls of Sacsayhuamán endured with barely a shift. Engineers from the Peruvian Ministry of Culture have studied the site, confirming that the interlocking geometry of the stones allows the walls to absorb and dissipate seismic energy far better than many later constructions. Despite extensive research, no confirmed construction method has been recorded. Engineers continue to debate how such massive, irregular stones were shaped, moved, and positioned with such accuracy. What researchers agree on is that the interlocking stone geometry contributes to the wall's seismic performance. What remains unexplained is the exact sequence of shaping, transport, and placement techniques used by Inca builders. The resilience of Sacsayhuamán continues to inspire both admiration and inquiry. If you are enjoying these real archaeological mysteries, consider subscribing to Unfold the Truth. New documentary videos are released every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday at 8 p.m. If you are enjoying these real archaeological mysteries, consider subscribing to Unfold the Truth. New documentary videos are released every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday at 8 p.m. From ancient stone platforms in Lebanon to precision-cut blocks in the Andes, each site reveals a different facet of human ingenuity and a new set of questions. Ongoing research continues to challenge what we think we know about the past, and every discovery adds another layer to the story. Subscribing ensures you never miss an update as new findings and debates unfold. Join a growing community fascinated by the puzzles of ancient engineering and the search for answers hidden in stone. With every episode, we dig deeper into the evidence, bringing expert perspectives and the latest research straight to you. Do not miss out. Subscribe now and be part of the ongoing exploration of history's greatest construction mysteries. On a windswept hill in southeastern Turkey, a ring of massive T-shaped pillars rises from the earth. This is Göbekli Tepe, a site that rewrites the story of early human achievement. Radiocarbon dating places its origins between 9,600 BCE and 8,200 BCE, thousands of years before the first cities or even widespread farming. The pillars themselves stand up to 5.5 meters tall and weigh between 10 and 20 tons each, arranged in circular enclosures that once dominated the landscape. Each stone is carved with reliefs of animals, foxes, snakes, wild boar, etched with a precision that suggests skilled hands and careful planning. The discovery in 1994 by archaeologist Klaus Schmidt and his team from the German Archaeological Institute marked a turning point in our understanding of prehistory. Schmidt's notes describe the moment he first saw the T-shaped stones and realized their significance. These were not simple markers, but the oldest known monumental structures built by humans. Remote sensing and recent excavations reveal even more enclosures buried beneath the soil, hinting at a complex site that required enormous communal effort. What remains most astonishing is the timeline. The builders of Göbekli Tepe were hunter-gatherers, living centuries before the domestication of wheat or the rise of permanent settlements. Yet they organized the labor to quarry, transport, and erect these stones without metal tools or draft animals. Despite extensive research, no written records explain the site's purpose. Some archaeologists suggest a sanctuary or meeting ground, but the true function is still debated. Göbekli Tepe stands as a paradox, a monumental achievement from a world that, by all current models, should not have been able to produce it. And the final structure is so unusual that researchers still debate whether it is entirely natural or human-modified. The fifth structure is the Yonaguni Monument. Beneath the waves off Yonaguni Island in southern Japan, a vast stone formation rises from the seafloor. The site features sharp-edged terraces, broad steps, and flat platforms, some stretching nearly 100 meters in length. Divers have traced angular walls and corners that seem to defy the randomness of natural erosion, sparking decades of debate over the monument's origin. Marine geologist Masaaki Kimura argues that many of the features, vertical faces, geometric channels, and apparent tool marks point to ancient human modification. He has mapped the site with sonar and claims to have identified patterns resembling staircases, plazas, and even a carved face. Kimura proposes that the monument may have been shaped by people before sea levels rose at the end of the last ice age, more than 6,000 years ago. Other researchers, including geologist Robert Schoch and teams from Japanese universities, remain skeptical. Detailed studies of the site's sandstone layers show natural jointing and fracture patterns common along the Yonaguni coast. These processes, combined with thousands of years of wave action, can produce right angles and stepped formations without human intervention. No artifacts, tools, or carvings have been recovered from the monument or its immediate surroundings. This absence weighs heavily against the case for ancient builders. Despite extensive research, no final scientific consensus has been reached. No confirmed construction method has been recorded for any hypothesized human modification of the site. Engineers continue to debate whether the observed features can be explained by natural geomorphology or whether some degree of human shaping is required. Sonar mapping and geomorphological surveys continue, but the origin of the Yonaguni monument remains unresolved. For now, the debate endures beneath the surface, leaving one of the world's most enigmatic underwater sites open to interpretation. Visual guidance for production only should show underwater site views, the stepped formations, and the mystery of origin. Today, advanced imaging and engineering still cannot fully explain these ancient feats. As technology accelerates, each discovery rewrites what we know about human ingenuity. The stones endure, reminding us that history holds secrets not just behind us but beneath our feet. What answers might tomorrow uncover?